If you have a Switch 2 or even a Switch 1 system, then one of the easiest and best things you can do is set up a Japanese Nintendo account on it, in addition to your main Nintendo account. Why is that? Well, there's a number of reasons why you would want to do this. For one, you can gain access to the Japanese versions of the Nintendo Classics apps, like the Famicom, Super Famicom, and the Sega Master Drive apps, for example, at no additional cost beyond the Nintendo Online subscription that you likely already have with your main Nintendo account. You can download the Nintendo Classics apps via your Japanese account, and then play them on your main account, the one that you have an active Nintendo Online subscription with. Hey, you're paying for a subscription? You might as well get your money's worth, am I right? The Japanese version of these Nintendo Classics apps have a number of games that are exclusive to them, like the Japanese exclusive version of Adventures of Lolo, which is an entirely different game than what we got in the West. Saparia Zumo, a sumo fighting game from Tecmo. That is a lot of fun to play. There's the Famicom version of the Konami arcade game, Yar Kung Fu, and the dedicated Game Boy Color version of Donkey Kong Land 3, which is a superior version of the game with improved graphics and performance. With the expansion pass, you get access to even more exclusives, like the custom Robo N64 games, and the original Sega Mega Drive version of Puro Puro, which was a game that got reskinned and modified a bit in the West as Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. And this all goes without mentioning the fact that there's a number of RPGs, like these Shin Megami Tensei games, the many Japanese-only Fire Emblem games, and the wonderful Mother 3, which are exclusive to these apps as well. Of course, you need a guide or a translation app to play those RPGs, but hey, they are there. Another neat thing to point out is that the Famicom app has a number of Famicom Disk System versions of games we got in the West, like the two Zelda games, Metroid, and Kid Icarus. These versions of the games have a number of differences from their NES counterparts, like different music, thanks to the additional sound channel of the Famicom Disk System, and the ability to save your progress. Okay, the last bit is a little bit redundant now, thanks to the save state features of Nintendo Classics. But hey, back in the 80s, it was a very big deal that you could save your games. Finally, some Japanese versions of games have differences in their difficulty, like the Japanese version of Contra Hard Corps, which features a life bar, unlike the American and PAL versions of the games, so there's no one-hit deaths in that one. So yeah, with a Japanese Nintendo account, you can experience this all pretty easily, in addition to all the perks you already get. But beyond all that Japanese Nintendo Classics apps goodness, you can also do things like download demos via your Japanese account. There's a number of demos that are exclusive to the Japanese eShop for some reason or another. And surprisingly, many of these demos play in English anyway, so this essentially can expand your range in trying out different games. I love demos. Demos are awesome, and personally they have allowed me to check out games that I never even knew about, and in some cases have encouraged me to pick up a game. Finally, you can, with a Japanese eShop card, buy games off the Japanese eShop if you're so inclined to do so. These days, it's real easy to pick up a Japanese eShop card too, thanks to the internet. So with that all in mind, I think I've sold you enough on this. So let me show you how to set up a Japanese account on the Switch and Switch 2, and it's incredibly easy to do so. First things first, you are going to need to create a new account for your Japanese account. You can do so easily via the Nintendo website. You just go to the sign up page, and in the country of residence, make sure to put Japan. Also in the email section, make sure the email that you put there is different than the email you currently use with your main Nintendo account. The last bit should go without saying, but I just want to be clear for the ones that need it. Make sure to save your information, password and all that, and keep it somewhere safe, as you will need it in the next step, which is putting that account on your Switch or Switch 2 system. With your system in hand, you're going to need to go to your system settings and then scroll to users on the left side menu. From here, click on Add Users, and here's where things differ just a bit slightly for each system. On a Switch 1 system, it's going to force you to create a temp account of sorts on the system. Select an avatar and a nickname, and then you can link a Nintendo account. On a Switch 2 system, it is a much faster process. After selecting Add User, you can just directly sign into your Japanese Nintendo account and then put your information from the account you just made, email and your password, and follow the prompts, and you are good to go and you now have the account on your system. Now with the account stuff all out of the way, let me show you how you can download those Japanese Nintendo Classics apps, as well as the Japanese eShop demos. On the home menu of your system, click on the eShop and then select your Japanese Nintendo account. On the Switch 1 eShop, there is a dedicated section for the Nintendo Switch Online service, so navigate to that on the left side menu, and from that section, you can easily download each app. On Switch 2, for whatever reason, Nintendo doesn't have anything set up like this yet, at least at the time of making this video, so you're actually going to need to search for each app. An easy way to do so, or at least an easier way to do so, is to navigate to the search option on the left side menu of the eShop, and then scroll down to the filtered search option. Click on that, and under where the price range drop-down menu should be, click on that, and select the bottom option, which would be equivalent to the free option in English. Click on the search button, which is the far right button, and from there you can scroll down the entire list to download each app. It's not super efficient as it is on Switch 1, as you kinda have to scroll through all the free stuff, but it is a surefire way to download each app in the meantime without a heavy understanding of Japanese text. Now with the apps downloaded, when you want to play them, you'll need to select your main account, the one that has the Nintendo Switch Online subscription. Just to be clear, your Japanese account does not need to have Nintendo Switch Online. Only the account that you wish to play the Japanese Nintendo Classics apps with needs a Nintendo Switch Online subscription. For those who want to download Japanese demos off the eShop, you'll want to again navigate to the search option on the eShop. On Switch 1, with the search option selected, select the bottom left box on the search screen to search for games with demos. By default, the game order will be sorted by release date new to old. On Switch 2, you'll want to select the filtered search option shown here, and make sure the second checkbox is checked off, and then select the search button on the right side. The order of the games will be sorted by best sellers, so I highly recommend you click on the drop-down menu on the right side and select the second option to change the sorting order from release date new to old. And there you go, you're all set up and ready to go to enjoy the extra perks of having a Japanese Nintendo account. Again, it's a great addition to having your system. It's real easy to set up, and you can enjoy those extra Nintendo Switch Classics games and exclusive Japanese demos and much more. Anyway, that is it for me today. Make sure you're subscribed and notifications turned on so you do not miss out on any upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you soon on the next video.